Bonjour, thank you for inviting me on your show. Yes, it was quite a day, I believe. Well, as I was quite young, I didn't have any memories of them, so it didn't really affect me that much. And my uncle, Pope Clement VII, was quite a nice guy. He brought me up after they died, so I guess it was okay. Yes, indeed he was. It was in the year 1533, so I guess I was about 14. He arranged my marriage to the Duke of Orleans, second son to the King of France, who was later known as Henry II. I was okay with it, I guess. I didn't really have much of a say. He had an affair after we were married for 1 year. That woman, Diane de Poitiers, had more influence over him than me, his legitimate wife. Yes, 10 children in fact. However, only 7 survived. Truthfully, I didn't mind that much. Henry was strong and he had a very powerful aura. He was able to lead the country quite well, so I didn't really need to step into the limelight. I was quite content with being just a mother. Correct. 25 years into our marriage, he passed away. Well, our second oldest child, Elizabeth, was married to the King of Spain, Philip II, and to celebrate it, a tournament was held. My husband, Henry, was always proud of his physical side and decided to participate in the jousting event. However, the opponent's lance broke and hit him in his foolish face. Ah, Francis, my darling little Francis. He did, in fact, take the crown and marry Mary, Queen of Scots, but only lasted a bit more than a year. First off, we had lost our French possessions in Corsica, Tuscany, Savoy, and almost all of Piedmont. And to add on to that list, we had also lost most of our territory in Brazil. During his reign, the French wars of religion started up, and a battle between the Protestants, the Huguenots, and the Catholics. Well, he had the help from Francois, Duke of Guise, and Charles, Cardinal of Lorraine. And trust me, I always tell it. Yes, as Francis was childless, his younger brother Charles, who was only 10 years old at the time, succeeded him. Well, you heard right. He was mentally unstable, sadness, with mad rages. Oui, indeed. He, in fact, became worse. He did become physically stronger. However, his mental issues had become much worse. He was nearly insane, in fact. His tantrums were extremely fearsome. Even I, his own mother, couldn't calm him. Only Margaret, my youngest daughter, was able to calm his tantrums. No, well, yes, until he found out about her exchanging letters and notes to Henry de Guise. When he found out about that, he burst into my room early in the morning and demanded that she was sent for immediately. And when she did come, he beat her up until she fainted. Oui, Margaret was supposed to be married to Henry, King of Bourbon, King of Navarre. However, she never really liked him at all. Charles, on that day, was strangely moody and impatient for some reason. Never really knew why. Yeah, that would explain a lot. Anyways, during the day, Hercules and I hired a gunman to keep Coligny. Coligny was a Huguenot admiral. He had gained Charles's favor. In fact, he was so close to him, he started calling him father. He later had the most of the royal court, but I never liked him. I was sure that he had set up Charles against me, his own mother, so I decided to get rid of him. But instead of the bullet going through his head, he had bent down and the bullet went into his arm. Sad, everything would have just been better if he had just died. Then, for the next 2 hours, Hercules and I had to convince Charles' vengeance on me by turning his heart to the Huguenots. So then he broke into a rage and demanded that all the Huguenots were killed. The massacre killed more than 7,000. Oui, amazing, isn't it? I've tried countless of times to reconcile the two factions, but each time it failed, and the situation would always become worse and worse. Oui, but he did show some remorse for his sins. Okay, well, during his reign, the kingdom of France was plagued by the wars of religion, as you should know by now. We had the Catholic faction, supported by Spain, and the Protestant Huguenots, supported by England. I tried to bring the two together plenty of times, like I have said, but it never worked. Oui, I do believe he was better than the rest. He not only had a better body and mental health, but he was also just a better king. Yes, my son Henry, a year before my death, dismissed all his ministers that advised for him, ending my days of power. And when I died, no one really cared. Quite true, I guess. Merci. It was a pleasure.